All right, let's unpack this. Ever really stop to think about what makes a single day significant? I mean, we often zoom in on birthdays or anniversaries, right? But some dates on the calendar are just packed with an incredible, surprising breadth of history. Today, we're taking a deep dive into July 18th. It might seem like just another ordinary day, but you're about to discover some truly unexpected connections, stuff spanning centuries, continents, weaving together this, well, amazing tapestry of human experience.
Yeah, and our mission for this deep dive isn't just listing facts. We really want to go beyond that. We want to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge, those really surprising insights about July 18th. We're drawing from various sources, including English and Urdu Wikipedia entries to get a fuller picture. Think of this as your personal shortcut to being genuinely well-informed about this particular day. And maybe, just maybe, a new way to look at history itself.
Definitely. Get ready for some serious aha moments. We're going to explore how seemingly disparate events on the same calendar day can actually speak to a much larger narrative about humanity. So where should we start? I guess if there's one figure globally synonymous with July 18th, it's got to be Nelson Mandela. Born on this day, 1918, became, of course, South Africa's first elected president, Nobel Prize laureate. I mean, a giant figure.
Absolutely. And what's now known as Nelson Mandela International Day or just Mandela Day. Well, it wasn't originally a United Nations initiative. That's interesting. It was actually invited by the 46664 concerts and the Nelson Mandela Foundation back on April 27, 2009. And it's important to note it's not a public holiday. It's more a day set aside to honor his incredible legacy, his values, primarily through volunteering and community service.
Right, right. And that campaign message they use is so impactful, isn't it? Nelson Mandela has fought for social justice for 67 years. We're asking you to start with 67 minutes.
Exactly. It makes that call to action just incredibly accessible.
Yeah, really grounds it.
It does. And Mandela himself, he really captured the day's intention. He said, "We would be honored if such a day can serve to bring people together around the world to fight poverty and promote peace, reconciliation, and cultural diversity." So the UN did formally declare July 18th as Nelson Mandela International Day in November 2009. The first UN Mandela Day was actually held July 18th, 2010. But what's really fascinating, I think, is how his influence kept expanding beyond just that one day. Like in 2014, the UN General Assembly established the Nelson Mandela Prize. It's awarded every 5 years for service to humanity.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then you have the Mandela Rules.
Yeah.
These are the standard minimum rules for the treatment of prisoners, which were amended in 2015. It just shows how one person's, moral vision can lead to concrete international policy changes. It's quite something.
That really is a powerful illustration, how a singular vision can just transcend borders and become this global blueprint for dignity, affecting everything from grassroots stuff to international law. It really proves how one life, one set of values can transform a simple date into a global movement for good. And as we think about that, how one person shapes a day, it's striking to realize July 18th has been a crucible for these big moments, not just recently, but like stretching way back, thousands of years. Let's maybe delve into some of those ancient echoes. Where does it get really interesting in the deep past?
Okay, well, just for context first, July 18th is the 199th day of the year, or the 200th in leap year, so 166 days left.
Got it.
Now, if we look way back, July 18th pops up at some pivotal military moments. For instance, 477 BC. You have the Battle of the Crimea. This was part of the Roman Etruscan Wars, where the city of Veii ambushed and basically wiped out a Roman army.
Oof.
Then, not too much later, 387 BC. The Roman Gaulish Wars. You get the Battle of the Allia, another big Roman defeat, this time by raiding Gauls. And this defeat directly led to the Gauls sacking Rome itself, a huge blow to early Roman prestige.
Right, so a pattern of pretty significant military clashes even then.
Definitely. And jump forward a bit to 452 AD. Attila the Hun lays siege to Aquileia, a major Roman metropolis at the time, and essentially destroys it.
So even in antiquity, this day seems to be this sort of crossroads of conflict shaping empires. What about later, maybe cultural or political shifts, anything in the, say, medieval period?
Yes, the pattern continues, but maybe shifts focus a bit.
Yeah.
In 1290, you have a really profound and, frankly, somber event. King Edward I of England issues the Edict of Expulsion. This banished all Jews, around 16,000 people from England. Huge, lasting societal impact there.
Wow, 16,000 people. Yeah, that's major.
It is. But the day also saw creative beginnings. In 1334, the first foundation stone was blessed for the new campanile, the bell tower of Florence Cathedral, designed by the great artist Giotto di Bondone, a symbol of artistic ambition.
Ah, Jito's Tower. Okay.
And then a bit more institutional. In 1555, the College of Arms in England was reincorporated by royal charter, signed by Queen Mary I and King Philip II of Spain. More about establishing formal structures.
Interesting mix. So shifting from, ancient battles and medieval structures, this day has also really shaped modern political landscapes too, right? Seen some dramatic national transformations.
Oh, absolutely. In more recent history, look at Pakistan in 1993. A major political upheaval, basically under pressure from the Chief of Army Staff, General Abdul Wahid Kakar. Both the Prime Minister, Nawaz Sharif, and the President, Ghulam Ishaq Khan, resigned. Both of them.
Both resigned on the same day.
Yes. And immediately following that, Moinuddin Ahmad Qureshi was appointed as the caretaker prime minister. It was a really remarkable moment of power transition driven by military pressure.
That's quite something. High-level political drama right there. Does this pattern of big shifts in national governance, does that pop up elsewhere on July 18th?
It does, in different ways. Internationally, 1977 saw Vietnam officially become a member of the United Nations, a big step onto the world stage after years of conflict.
Right, normalization.
Then, geopolitically, 1960 marked the first time American military forces entered the Congo, a really pivotal moment in the Cold War playing out in Africa. And then 1994, a crucial though deeply tragic moment in the Rwandan genocide. On July 18th, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, the RPF, took control of Gisenyi and northwestern Rwanda. This forced the interim government, responsible for orchestrating the genocide, into Zaire. It effectively marked the end of that horrific period.
The end of the genocide itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, more recently, and quite disturbingly, in 2014, the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, ISIL, issued an ultimatum to Christians in the territories they controlled. They demanded Christians either accept what's called dhimmi status, a historical term for non-Muslim subjects under Islamic rule, with certain obligations and limited protections, or emigrate, or face execution. A chilling development.
Gosh. Yeah, chilling is the right word. It's clear this date holds immense political weight. But, the canvas of July 18th isn't solely painted with triumph or politics. It also seems to bear these indelible marks of human tragedy, of disaster.
Unfortunately, yes, it holds those too. Way back in 1806, there was a massive gunpowder magazine explosion in Birgu, Malta. Killed around 200 people. Just devastating.
Okay.
Then, during World War II, 1942, the Beisfjord Massacre in Norway, SS members, with help from Norwegian collaborators, executed 288 political prisoners, mostly from Yugoslavia, a wartime atrocity.
Grand.
And then, closer to our time, 1984, the McDonald's Massacre in San Ysidro, California. James Oliver Huberty walked into a McDonald's and killed 21 people, injured 19 more, before police shot him. A shocking act of violence.
I remember that. Horrific.
And very recently, 2019, the arson attack on Kyoto Animation, the anime studio in Fushimiku, Kyoto, Japan. Just awful. Killed at least 35 people, injured dozens. These are definitely moments that remind us of, humanity's vulnerability and sadly its capacity for destruction too.
It's sobering, definitely. But to sort of counterbalance these tragic moments, July 18th has also been a day of incredible human ingenuity, right? Artistic brilliance, tech breakthroughs, cultural milestones.
It really is a day of contrast, you're right.
Oh.
On the innovation front, get this. July 18th, 1968, Intel was founded in Mountain View, California.
Intel. Wow. Okay, that's foundational for the tech world.
Absolutely pivotal.
Yeah.
Shaped the entire digital age we live in. And speaking of the digital age, here's a fun one. 1992, the very first photo ever posted to the World Wide Web was taken on July 18th. It was a picture of a band called Les Horribles Surnet.
No way. The first photo on the web. That's a piece of history right there. That's amazing. What about other tech firsts?
Well, India had a significant space milestone. On July 18th, 1980, they successfully launched their first communication satellite, Rohini Dirt, into orbit, a big step for their space program.
Okay.
And shifting to aviation, 1942, again, this time in Germany.
Yep.
Groundbreaking moment. The Messerschmitt Me 262 had its first test flight using its jet engines.
The first jet fighter, essentially.
One of the very first operational ones, yeah. A massive leap forward in aircraft technology. Changed aerial combat, changed flight itself, really.
Absolutely. And what about culture, the arts?
Well, on this day in 1723, the legendary Johann Sebastian Bach led the first performance of his cantata, Erforsche mich, Gott und erfache mein Herz. That's BWV 136, for the Bach aficionados listening. Happened in Leipzig.
Bach himself, classic.
And then, jump to 1976, the Summer Olympics. Nadia Comaneci.
The perfect 10.
The perfect 10. Exactly. She'd be the first person ever to score a perfect 10 in Olympic gymnastics. It just redefined what people thought was possible in the sport. An iconic moment.
Totally iconic. I remember seeing footage of that. The scoreboard couldn't even display 10.00 in history.
It showed 1.00. And finally, a really key step in democratic process. 1872, the Ballot Act was introduced in the UK. This implemented the requirement for parliamentary and local elections to be held by secret ballot. A fundamental change for electoral integrity, really.
Secret ballot. Yeah, we take that for granted now, but huge then. So beyond these, monumental events, July 18th has also marked the arrival and departure of countless remarkable individuals, people who shaped our world in their own ways.
Definitely. Let's touch on some notable births. Going way back, 1635, Robert Hooke, the brilliant British scientist. Polymath, really.
Hooke, right. Microscopes, cells.
Exactly. Then, 1845, W. Grace, an absolute icon of British cricket.
Ah, yes, WG.
1921, John Glenn, American hero, colonel, astronaut, first American to orbit the Earth, later a politician.
An amazing life.
Indeed. 1927, from Pakistan, the legendary ghazal singer Mehdi Hassan, often called the Shahenshah-e-Ghazal, the Emperor of Ghazal. Incredible voice.
A master.
1950, Richard Branson, the English businessman, founder of Virgin Group, always pushing boundaries.
Yep.
Then, more in entertainment. 1967, Vin Diesel, the American actor and producer. 1982, Priyanka Chopra, the renowned Indian actress, singer, producer, global star now. And 1980, Kristen Bell, the American actress, very talented.
Lots of star power born on this day.
Definitely. And on the somber side, July 18th also marks some significant deaths. In 715, Muhammad bin Qasim, the Umayyad general who led conquests in Sind. 1610, the incredibly influential Italian painter Caravaggio, master of light and shadow, died young under dramatic circumstances.
Caravaggio, yeah.
1817, we lost the celebrated English novelist Jane Austen. Died relatively young, too, but left such a huge literary legacy.
Austen, yeah. Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, timeless.
Absolutely. More recently, 2012, the iconic Indian actor Rajesh Khanna passed away. Huge superstar in his time.
The first superstar of Bollywood, they called him.
That's right. And just this year, 2024, the beloved American comedian and actor Bob Newhart passed away on July 18th. A true legend of deadpan comedy.
Oh, Bob Newhart. Sad loss. Such a unique style.
He really was. And finally, just a quick note on other observances. July 18th is also celebrated as Constitution Day in Uruguay.
Constitution Day in Uruguay. Got it. So, okay. Wrapping this all together, what does it all mean? When we look at July 18th through this lens, using these diverse sources, you really see how interconnected history is, how layered it is. It's truly amazing how one single, seemingly random day on the calendar can hold such a vast range of human experience. You've got triumphs, tragedies, huge innovations, global movements.
Exactly. And if you try to, connect this to the bigger picture, it becomes really clear that every single day is like this tapestry. It's woven with countless threads of human experience. It's not just a random collection of facts, is it? It's this ongoing narrative: creation, destruction, innovation, conflict, art, politics. It's all in there. And maybe this raises kind of an important question for us to think about.
Yeah, it really does raise an important question. If one day holds so much, what hidden threads connect these seemingly disparate events across all of history? And maybe more importantly, how might understanding those connections, those hidden threads, shape how we view our own present and perhaps our future? Something to chew on. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the surprising layers of July 18th. We hope you discovered something new, something surprising today, and perhaps, gained a fresh perspective on the incredible depth of history that's embedded in every single day.